second.
What is? I just saw 2 cars having. I can't even probably say that. Anyway.
Safety cars in this time.
Piche's gone.
Yeah, Piche off and away. Andrew Davis holding up Mark Oliver a ton. I'm not really sure why he's still up here.
Oh my goodness.
Alright, Andrew Davis has lagged into half of the field. Max Bellew sends a wild dive, almost spins himself out. I think somebody did end up off the track. I don't know. This is wild. Tyler Crabtree up to P5. McIntosh into a podium position. Andrew Davis should have his lungs removed, honestly.
The Williams is already out to a 2-second lead almost.
Yeah, Piche.
This would explain it. Andrew Davis, he lagged out of the session just before the restart. That's probably what caused that entire.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. He should still have his lungs removed for other reasons, though. Meanwhile, if Max Bellew does end up making a mistake this race, we will have.
Oh.
This is the goofiest race I have ever watched in my entire life. What in the world? Alright.
And you gotta say that one's deserved.
It is 100% deserved. Like 1,000 actually. So that makes it the 4th DNF as Jonathan Jurgensmeyer made a surprise return to the Adrenaline World Championship.
So now they're in a just a huge Williams sandwich, 1st and 16th.
Never say that again. All right.
And I'm interested to see how Tyler McIntosh is going to defend here. I don't think he's obviously not going to pace of Max, but I mean, you never know. Oh, the big lag there. I don't know if that was just me,
that was Andrew Davis leaves,
but
yeah. Meanwhile, Josh Miller and Jake Scarborough having a. Oh my, what is?
We have like a whole bunch of cars battling for 6th right now.
Yeah, that's P6 through P11. That is Oh no, Tanner's lost it, but yeah, this huge pack, honestly. Fidel Fabian at the rear of it. Both Alfa Romeos trying to attack Matthew Daly. Aaron James on those soft tires, gonna have to try and find his way past quickly if he wants to make up any ground. Somebody's sparking really bad. Josh Miller trying to go around the outside of Jake Scarborough. Not gonna work. Brooks Hensley gonna try and follow Scarborough through.
He's still to the inside.
Oh man. Josh got really loose. Brooks sends a dive, see if Josh cuts him off. No, he just gets to run off. Clears him. Piche, fastest lap of the session once again. As he's pulling a gap on Mark Oliver as he does it. DRS now enabled, so now we're going to have a huge DRS train. Aaron James, monster run off that final corner. As Max Bellew is going to easily take over P3 from Tyler McIntosh. Didn't really think that was going to be a fight, even with the better tires from McIntosh. Aaron James even trying to find a way past his teammate Brooks Hensley. Not going to happen. Maybe it will. Brooks Hensley got really loose off that corner. Pinned his teammate really badly as Matthew Daly is on his outside. Getting really scrappy back here. Brooks Hensley tried to send it on Daly. Daly, though, with the outside run, trying to get it back on him. Preferred line in this corner. Fidel Fabian not going to try and follow him through.
There's a lot of aggressive racing here at the back. A lot of guys just fighting for these bottom positions. But you look at the front, it's Nicholas Piche. He's not really pulling away from Mark Oliver. I think this battle for the win, it's not close to over. Max Bellew, he's falling back a little bit.
Yeah, he pulled it out to 2.1.
Shenanigans.
He pulled it out to 2.1 there for a second. Then it got little bit back down to 1.8 now. See if he can continue to gain on that. Gonna have to use up his ERS, of course, but a small price to pay for a chance at the win. Tyler McIntosh, of course, using up his ERS to try and stay with Max Bellew, as we've had a yellow flag. That's Tanner in the background, who has spun out on his own. Meanwhile, Fidel Fabian trying to make a move on Brooks Hensley for P10, the final points paying position. Aaron James with those soft tires tried to send one in on Josh Miller.
Josh Miller, Ayrton James. He tried to stick the nose on that last second. Josh kind of covered him off, but nothing too detrimental happening to them out of that exchange.
Now, I said P6. It's actually literally everybody P5 on bag. Tyler McIntosh kind of got gifted with DRS there, and Andrew Davis shenanigans got pulled away from the pack, and he's nowhere to be seen by any of these guys. As long as he kind of just chills up there, he's got an easy P4. As I don't think Crabtree, Scarborough, Josh Miller are going to be able to have anything for him. Oh, I just accidentally clicked my own stream trying to send it to the chat again. That's incredible. Alright.
Oh, that's a big slide. Ayrton James really hard on the gas out of the corner, and he's side by side with Matthew Daly through the third sector. Not a corner you really see people going side by side through, but Ayrton just lets him go.
Probably the smart move from Ayrton there. He's on the worst tires now. I mean, they're probably killed already, especially with no ERS. Even though he does have DRS, gonna see if he makes a move back at Matthew Daly. They're gonna be side by side in the turn 1. Daly should know he's gonna give him enough room. Didn't get the run off like I expected. Aaron James still gonna have to concede that position. Not gonna happen. Fidel Fabian hasn't been able to get past Brooks Hensley. Still stuck behind him. So even with all the DNS, we still have a pretty good battle for the final points positions. Fidel Fabian makes a move around the outside of Brooks Hensley, gets into the back of Aaron James, and then gets turned by Brooks Hensley. No, he doesn't. He saves it off of the front end of Brooks Hensley, but they made pretty heavy contact. I think Brooks might have gotten away with no wing damage. Doesn't really look like he has any. Kind of surprising. We'll see if Fidel can say the same. If it ever lets me look at the front wing. Yeah, it looks like they both got away unscathed. Pretty lucky there, but unfortunately all three of them don't really have DRS now.
The second place just went way off track into the sand.
Oh, wow.
Pushing it a bit too hard.
All the progress that he made up in the last couple laps is back down to 2 seconds. I mean, I wouldn't count him out yet. He's quicker than Nicholas Pichet, but I mean, even then, just the chance of a safety car in this race are very high. As Jake Scarborough and Josh Miller going at it here.
Yeah, Josh Miller got really close to Jake Scarborough on the exit. Gonna try and find a way past him in these next few corners. Not gonna happen. No ERS really for a lot of these guys. Jake Scarborough known to use up his ERS pretty early on in the runs. Has more than Josh Miller, surprisingly. Matthew Daly, one of the few people on hards, is going to try and use these tires to his advantage now. It's Spain, known as the one of the more how do I say this? I don't know. Uses up tires a lot more is probably, there you go. Don't want to really have softer tire compounds for too long. Won't see like soft to mediums or anything wild like that, especially with 33 laps around this track. That's a lot of laps to go. 2 soft compounds in a row, as Jake Scarborough almost lost it off that last corner. Same with Tyler Crabtree. A lot of people on the edge here. Man, a lot of people. I'm not sure what's the deal with that going really wide in that corner, not getting anywhere near the curb. Is Josh Miller going to try and make a run at Jake Scarborough? He's going to easily be able to dive to his inside. Might end up clearing into the first corner. It's Matthew Daly going to try and find a way through on Jake Scarborough now. Not going to happen. Goes really wide, almost off into the runoff.
Yeah, it's been a lot of DRS switching between Josh Miller and Jake Scarborough. It's every lap the other's re-overtaking the other down to the turn 1.
I was about to say that had let Tyler Crabtree get away from the DRS train, but then he almost, really almost lost that car off of that last corner. Completely sideways. Great save from him. I think he still was able to pull enough of a gap to get out of the DRS again. He was. That is... Wow. That was almost end of race Tyler Crabtree.
Tyler Crabtree showing some really good pace this race. Him and Tyler McIntosh have been very surprising to me.
Yeah, Fidel Fabian, as Ryan was about to say, sent it really hard on Aaron James, trying to get away.
I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about the Aston Martin sending it in on Jake Scarborough.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. You're watching those two back in the battle, but Fidel got past both Alfa Romeos once again. He's in the P9. Matthew Daly now going to make the move on Josh Miller after the send on Jake Scarborough, who's himself in the P6. Now going to try and hunt down one of the other hard users in this race, Tyler Crabtree. It's Max Bellou, maybe as a strategy way to, get back into maybe P2. I don't think P1 would be possible, but even 5 seconds gaining, that'd be wild. Really big gaps for everybody in the top 5.
I've been looking at the gap with the top 3. Mark Oliver, he's falling for Nicholas Pichet, but Max Bello, he's closed the gap a little to Mark Oliver. I mean, he's going to be on the better tire at the end of this race. It's definitely possible he could gain those 5 seconds. He started to gain a little bit, but as the tires change, I think that gap might start going down even more.
Yeah, Mark Oliver just, even though he did show a little bit of pace there at the start of this run, went off into the gravel and it's just been downhill from there. Now 3 seconds back at Pichet. Pichet, just no major mistakes, no speeding into the pit lane penalties, and he'll be perfectly fine. Meanwhile, Matthew Daly, these hards have come to life for him. Now he's hunting down Crabtree. He's gotten into his DRS. Unfortunately for Tyler Crabtree, that's also brung along Josh Miller and Jake Scarborough. So 5th through 8th now back into a DRS train, as Matthew Daly wasn't able to get close enough to make the pass, but maybe out of this corner, gonna try and size him up, get around the outside, maybe not enough of a run there for Matthew Daly, using up all the track on entry. Aaron James
Matthew
went back
Daly.
into Fidel Fabian.
Matthew Daly, he pit on the first lap. It's very unlikely Matthew Daly goes to the end here, but I mean, it is possible, as he did
Tyler
pit on the
got
first
very,
lap.
very loose coming out of one of those corners.
Yeah, even back in the back, Aaron James, Brooks Hensley, and Fidel Fabian are all over each other. Aaron James almost lost his car about 3 times. So meanwhile, Matthew Daly gonna see if he tries to send one up the inside. This would be a wild move from him. Looks for a second, thinks better of it.
Oh,
Tyler
wow.
Crabtree gonna go wide. Aaron James is out of the session. We'll see if that brings out a safety car. It will. But unfortunately, the top 3 are all past the pit lane. So now McIntosh is going to dive into the pit lane.
They've all passed the safety car. Crucially, they've gotten past the safety car, so they will get a chance. But man, if that safety car comes out seconds earlier, this puts Tyler McIntosh in a great spot. But
James got onto a curve and spun into the wall.
Yeah, unfortunate for Aaron James, but 4th through 11th now, or I guess not for Fidel Fabian. He decides he doesn't want to pit. I don't really know what the strat is there, but he'll go to P4 for the time being. Doesn't have a teammate anymore, so I'm not sure why he would want to stay out. But see if Tyler McIntosh maybe able to get Max Bellew. I don't think he would, thanks to yeah. I guess that does make sense. I'm not really sure. I'm not really familiar with how the safety car rules work. So fortunately for
this
McIntosh,
this safety car comes out at a very bad time for all those hard runners, because it's very unlikely you could pit to the mediums there and go to the end. So I'm looking at Tyler Crabtree, Tyler McIntosh. Tyler McIntosh, he's in a good spot for a podium in this race. Max Bellew, I don't see him going to the end on mediums from this point on.
that'd be 20 laps. That'd be a lot of laps on mediums. Thankfully, we still would run a couple of laps because, you know, Tanner, Scarborough, all those guys in the back, not too close. Scarborough, I think he might have fixed his wing or something, because he came out behind Brooks Hensley and Josh Miller, he might not have been, no, he wasn't ahead of Josh Miller, but he came out behind Brooks Hensley, who was 100% ahead of him. The top 3 will all pit, see what tire compounds each of them decide to go on. Hards for Pichet, the leader. Mark Oliver, same. And obviously, mediums for Max Bellew. Fidel Fabian does decide to come in the second time around. Fuck. Alright, well. Tyler McIntosh gonna easily get by for P4 once again. I think everybody else behind will. Maybe? Actually, wait a second. There's no way that's actually gonna happen, right? That would make no sense. Okay. No, it's not. That would have been wild. But, Fidel Fabian will end up behind. Oh, wow. He's going to jump Josh Miller because he stayed out an extra lap. That's funny. Okay. And then Tanner gets a drive-through running P11. Alright. So Fidel Fabian plays a little bit of strategy and gains a couple of positions on Scarborough and Josh Miller. Jumps himself up into P7 from P9. But I'm pretty sure you have your points pretty much set here. I'm not sure what order it will end up being, but this top 10 is pretty much solidified. I don't think Tanner will be able to pass any of these guys in key positions as he goes on to soft tires, so yeah, that's not great for him.
The safety car was pretty big for Jake Scarborough. I believe he just used up all of his 5-second penalty on pit road.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. So that's what it was. It wasn't the wing damage. He didn't have wing damage. He had that 5-second time penalty. So I'm not sure why he is over revving in second gear. It's oh, he's burning fuel, right?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He likes to do that.
Yeah, over fueled it, I
makes
guess.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Tyler Crabtree is also backed up the field quite a bit. Not sure what that's all about. Unless it's just the queue being weird. So
He's just sitting in AI right now.
Oh, actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He is the only one not swerving, along with Aaron James, but he's obviously not in AI. We should be able to go green this lap, I'd assume. I think Tanner should be able to catch. Yeah.
I don't know. Tanner doesn't seem very aware that you cannot serve a drive-through under a safety car. We'll see if he tries. He tries again, but that's why he did pit to the softs last time. He tried serving his drive-through. Will he come in? No, he won't. All right. So we will most likely be going green this lap.
All right. Oh, is that why he pit that last time by? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah. All right. Didn't really think about that. So we should be green. I don't see why we wouldn't be green. Do we even have... Are any teammates still in this race? I guess, there's one pair of teammates, but I don't know which one it is. Right? I don't know who.
Would be...
I don't know how to count. One Williams, one... Oh, it's the Alpines. Alpines are the only ones with
That's
a
right.
full... Or both cars still in this race. Everyone else on their own. So no double stacks should be happening in this race, as the Alpines are also very far apart on the track. Jake Scarborough not really near Max Bellu's pace.
And
So-
will we be in this lap? Yeah, I think Tanner's gonna get there just in time before.
Yeah, that was
a
a little later than
it
normal.
isn't.
Expected the safety car to be called in a little earlier, but I guess not. Was feeling frisky. But nonetheless, we will go green this time. A lot of medium users. Crabtree, Daly, Fidel Fabian, Max Bellu, all on mediums. Gonna try and see if they can stretch it. I don't think they will be able to, but gonna have to try it nonetheless. Maybe Josh Miller, Brooks Hensley steal for some positions. Tyler McIntosh hoping for a shock podium. Piche off and away, not nearly as good of a restart as last time. Mark Oliver going to try and jump him on this restart while Max Bellu tries to cover off McIntosh, who's gotten a fantastic restart. Going to try and go around his outside, but he's going to get blocked in here by Mark Oliver and Max Bellu. Max Bellu sends it in really deep. Mark Oliver has to give him room, almost gets off the curb bad and spins them both out. Max Bellu kind of just going to push McIntosh a little bit wide. McIntosh still going to stick his nose in. Let's try and send it around the outside. Not going to happen. Max Bellu covers that off. Meanwhile, Fidel Fabian having a little trouble from Josh Miller trying to find a way back by quickly. Not going to happen as Miller gets loose off that corner. Matthew Daly inside of a corner you don't usually pass at on McIntosh. That's not going to happen. Almost a lot of contact, or just a lot of contact in general. Not almost. Almost both wrecked really, as now Crabtree going to try and go around the inside of Daly, who tries to cover that off. They're going to make contact. Oh, they make contact again. Crabtree probably not very happy with Daly after that one. Looked like that was a little bit of a retaliation there on the exit.
Very aggressive racing from Tyler Crabtree. Tyler Crabtree went for a move in a very, very weird corner on Tyler McIntosh. And that ended in contact there, and then more contact with Matthew Daly. Matthew Daly is going to fight back, though.
Yeah, Matthew Daly.
Mediums, both on mediums.
See if he pushes him wide. He does end up pushing him wide. Gonna easily take that position back. Maybe seeing a little bit of a temper's flare here if Crabtree gets back up to Matthew Daly. I'm not really sure what Tyler was thinking with that move on McIntosh. Just not a place where you want to try and pass at. That corner is really just single file racing, as Fidel Fabian has a major issue. Didn't go around, it looks like, as he was able to
just
keep
understeer off the racetrack. No contact or anything. I think he's stroking too deep there.
Him and Josh Miller were trying to, were battling. Josh Miller trying to find a way by him for P7. Will end up P7. Brooks Hensley takes back P9 as Tanner's had a major issue. Back to P11 for him. He'll have to serve his drive-through soon, I'd assume, this lap. meanwhile, Matthew Daly trying to get into the DRS of McIntosh, only 8/10 back. Both of these guys might, oh, I guess not. Matthew Daly on mediums. I'm not. If the mediums can somehow make it to the end, then obviously the podium is set. The win might not be set though, as Mark Oliver, right on the gearbox of Prix, has a little bit of a chance now with that safety car from Aaron James. You know, Max Bellew not totally out of it, about 8/10 back. Gonna have to find a little bit more pace here though if he wants to stay in that DRS. That's what it's all about, just staying in the DRS, trying to get pulled along. Tanner did make his drive through that time by. Same with Matthew Daly, who has still has Tyler Crabtree in his DRS, but Tyler is pulled out of Josh Miller and Jake Scarborough's range. So looks like Scarborough and Miller will have to defend or fight for P7 amongst themselves. I don't think they'll be caught by Brooks Hensley. Both of them on hard tires. So if the mediums can't make it, then they're good for a few more positions. 3 more that'd be, if they can keep the pit stop delta reasonable to Max Bellew. Max
one thing to think about in this race, Tyler McIntosh in his charge for third. If those mediums do die, one thing that is going to hurt him though, Matthew Daly, Tyler Crabtree, there's a good chance they get ahead of him. He's going to have to pass so many cars, and which will inevitably lead to a big gap as there is a battle, very close battle here at the front.
Yeah, Mark Oliver, not enough DRS to get by that time, but still really close. Max Bellew is pulled within Bellew? I don't know. He's pulled within 7/10, or he was within 7/10 when I was about to say that. Almost within 6/10 now. So he's gained a lot of time. Overshoots that corner really wide there. Not great for him. Didn't lose as much time as you would think though. I hate this audio glitch. I don't know why it's doing that. But top 3 have solidified themselves and are all on a DRS train. So Piche might not have an easy win here after that safety car. Meanwhile, Fidel Fabian is caught back up to Brooks Hensley, gonna easily make the pass around his outside, it looks like. Oh, Brooks is gonna send it in though, gonna see if they make contact, pushes Fidel Fabian wide. Fidel might have had a tire in the gravel there. Doesn't look like Fidel's having the greatest race so far. Been on the gravel a couple of times this race.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Fidel. He's on the better tires, but ever since that trip into the gravel, he's just been absolutely nowhere, and just not what he's wanted today.
Meanwhile, Matthew Daly smells blood in the water as Tyler McIntosh has used up all of his ERS. Doesn't have DRS. Well, Matthew Daly still has a little bit of ERS remaining and DRS advantage as well. So eventually, Daly's going to be close enough where he's going to easily take P4 away from McIntosh here. But I'm not sure how many laps that'll take. If it'll be 1 lap or well, 3, maybe 4, 5. It's going to be interesting to see as Crabtree lost the DRS of Daly and now has fallen into the clutches of Scarborough, who has almost pulled out of Josh Miller's DRS. Going to be really close to this DRS activation zone. It's not going to happen for Josh Miller. He's out of it this time by. It's Daly not close enough to McIntosh on this straightaway. Same thing with Scarborough on Crabtree. Meanwhile, on the front straightaway, coming to the front straightaway, Mark Oliver about 5/10 back of Piche. Not able to keep it full throttle. Had to let out of it for a little bit.
Looks like Piche can just get far enough ahead to where Oliver can't make a move, but here we go.
Mark Oliver dives it down the inside, gonna clear before turn 1.
Gonna let him go.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot so far this season. I mean, if you've got the DRS, you used up your ERS to try and get by. I mean, they're usually going to let you by. They're not gonna really want to fight it. There's no point really. Just save the ERS and just pull back in line. You'll easily get the position back with DRS. Probably
and
the next
Scarborough
lap.
got around Tyler back here too.
Yeah, Scarborough on the front straightaway. Blinking red light on the back. Has no ERS remaining. Meanwhile, Matthew Daly slowly but surely closing in on McIntosh after getting by Crabtree after a series of unfortunate events that Crabtree probably caused. McIntosh all over that curbing. Not really a curbing you want to touch. Lost a lot of time, Matthew Daly did, actually, through that section. Back 6/10 now. There's Piche coming around the, or about to come around the penultimate corner. See if he makes a move back on Mark Oliver on this front straight with DRS assist. He's going to turn it on. Max Bellew not too far behind these two, but not enough to pass either. As like I said, Piche just going to easily dive to the inside, take the position away from Mark Oliver.
Yeah, these three at the front, they're the best for a reason. They're smart. They know what they're doing. They're not gonna fight it. They know how powerful the DRS is. There's just not any point in fighting it.
Just gonna have to tuck back in line and live the fight another day. Really, there's no point in using up all your DRS trying to defend. Matthew Daly still not able to find a way around Tyler McIntosh. You think he would maybe have made the pass earlier with these advantage of medium tires. They have lost 9 seconds on the top three, so even if the mediums do end up falling off, McIntosh won't have a fight at third, as Crabtree has been caught by Josh Miller after he got passed and Scarborough gapped him. Josh Miller and, oh, I guess not Fidel Fabian, but Josh Miller eventually will be able to make the pass on Crabtree. I keep on getting the Tylers mixed up. Might even happen right here as Tyler goes really wide. Josh tries to send it up the inside. Really dangerous move from Josh Miller there. Not going to make it happen.
They've already made contact a few times, battling with each other.
Yeah, Josh Miller, he's been actually really solid this season. Showed a lot of pace, especially at Silverstone last week. Had a really good race from him last week. See if he can find a way past Crabtree on the front straightaway. Crabtree going to use up his ERS to try and defend, but I don't think it's going to matter. Josh Miller pulled to the inside. Not going to clear him before turn one. Crabtree tries to fight back, pins him, and takes the position back. Great defending from Crabtree there, really. Josh Miller, though, going to try and get the run off of this corner. Send it back up the inside. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. So great defensive driving there from Tyler Crabtree that pinched him off. Got the run back in the preferred line. Meanwhile, Matthew Daly pulled right back up to the gearbox of Tyler McIntosh. Gonna try and see if he can find a way by on this next DRS straight, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Meanwhile, at the front, Mark Oliver has been passed back by Piche. So, and actually, I don't know if he'd be close enough. 6/10 is a pretty big gap. Max Bellew about 7.5. See if 6/10 is close enough to make the pass on the front. I don't think it'll be enough. Maybe I'm wrong. DRS is pretty strong. See if he sends one. No, he's just going to bail out of it. Drag the brakes a little bit wide in that first corner. Oh, got really loose on exit as well. Might have to use up a little bit of ERS to stay close enough. I hope Max Bellew, though, he gained right in on Mark Oliver. Man, he's using up all that curving. Even entering, it's just really close to even getting on the grass. So meanwhile, not really the only car is really close now after Josh Miller has lost. Actually, Josh Miller, did he make a mistake? I'm not really sure what happened to him. He lost the DRS of Tyler Crabtree, but now everybody's really spread out besides the top three and McIntosh and Matthew Daly. Matthew Daly's sat behind McIntosh for about 5 laps, just waiting to make his move. Maybe trying to save these medium tires for the last second, knowing that he doesn't know how far they can really take him. Jake Scarborough really in no man's land. 2 seconds to the nearest car, both in front and back. I didn't know even Matthew Stotts was even in this party. That's great. So meanwhile, on the front straightaway, Mark Oliver 7/10 back at one point on this straight. He's going to close right on into Nicholas Piche. 5/10 back is Mark Oliver. So both of them within a second of the leader, so really close racing. Max Bellew has saved up enough ERS at this point to maybe be able to make a run at the top two if he gets close enough. Could see a shock win for Max Bellew after getting involved in that first lap incident with Stotts and everything. I don't even think he got damage from it, but he hit Matthew pretty hard. Shocking that he didn't. Would have been the second week in a row that he did make contact. Scarborough must have made a mistake, because now Tyler Crabtree is by him.
He's lagged out of the lobby.
Oh, alright. So I think that might have been because Matthew Stotts took him with him. So now Jake Scarborough, he's gonna fall out of the points, because the AI is just not fast enough to keep you up there. Josh, Fidel, Brooks all gonna easily pass him.
Yeah, he's gotta hope that the same thing that happened to Andrew Davis doesn't happen to him. I mean, Andrew, he flagged out as well, joined back, it disqualified him. We'll see what happens with Jake, but
Well, I think that was
good.
more the game. The game did a weird thing with his drive-through penalty. That's what happened with Andrew Davis.
Yeah, that's
Josh Miller in the Alpha room, they just the Alpha just bumped and runned him. I don't know if it was lag or what, but
Ryan, I think you're tripping.
I think I am too, because he just did the same thing to Tyler.
Alright, meanwhile, Matthew Daly has finally made his move on Tyler McIntosh and will get by for P4. Could have. But Fabian, gonna make the move on Josh Miller. P7. But meanwhile, Matthew Daly, like I said, P4 now. Tyler McIntosh got really loose off the corner once Matthew made the pass. Daly now going to try and pull away. Brooks Hensley gets by Jake Scarborough. So Jake won't fall out of the points. I missaid that. He'll only have 1 point, unfortunately. Max Bellu's still really close. A lot of ERS for him. Really, these top three. Piche, out of these top three, is the one who is not in great shape with ERS. He's got 57 remaining, while these guys are both close to 80. Max Bellu fell back really far. Mark Oliver is going to take the lead away from Piche. Piche now just going to have to ride, see if he can gain back some ERS.
Yeah, from the top two, I mean, it's all about positioning for the last lap, because they're both going to be in position here at the end, but, I mean, do you want to be leading on the last lap when the DRS is in play, when the batteries are being deployed as hard as they can? It's a game of chess between these top three.
Really, you can't even play any DRS games because like the P3 Max Bellu will just he'll take the lead. He doesn't really have anything to lose from sitting in P3 and just going right on by these guys if they decide to try and play DRS games. I mean, it's just for him, it's just take any run possible because you're not really gonna be able to get by both of them on one straightaway unless you get within 0.2 of Mark Oliver. It's just not gonna happen.
Hey Travis.
Yes.
What position is the Alpha in?
P9.
Okay, he's in P4 for me.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, you might have a slight lobby glitch. Anyway, Matthew Daly did all that work just to get passed by Tyler McIntosh on the last straightaway, so we'll see if he is able to get Tyler McIntosh back on this straightaway. This battle for P4 rages on. See if he sends a crazy dive up the inside. Not going to happen. Just takes his time once again. Tyler McIntosh took that second corner really wide. Meanwhile, these top three still close as ever. Could see another Qatar-type ending here. Not obviously with the fuel as much, just really close together, really hard battling. With DRS coming into play. So, yeah, Max Bellu, if he wants any chance to win, he's just got to get a little bit closer. Nicholas Piche, snap a oversteer off that corner. Really elusive looked like. Mark Oliver still 86% on the ERS. Crazy ERS saving from these top three. Piche has even got it up to 73 as he's easily going to make the pass this time by Max Bellu. Might make a run at P2. He's going to use up ERS, try and dive in. Mark Oliver might try and defend that. Not going to happen. Max Bellu going to try and set it up for P1. From P3 to P1, going to go off the racetrack. Have to use the escape road. Going to fall back in line to P2. Piche from P1 to P3. But Max Bellu saw his chance and took it up to P2. He had to use up a little ERS, but that's not even going to hurt him. He was in the 80s. It's going to string these guys out. Max Bellu got really close that time by and really just had to make his move. He didn't have a choice. That was gutsy, a gutsy move from Bellu, but just not enough grip there to not go off the racetrack.
It was bold. It was very bold from Max Bellu, but it's put him in position. This is what he needed here. He needs to be in position here. He's in second place. That's what he needs on the last lap. He's he's going to have a chance, and that's the move he had to make, as aggressive as it is, as much as Nicolas Pichet won't like it. It's what you got to do. Second place is so valuable at this point in the race.
100% correct. I agree 100%. I think you want to be second place, last lap. I wouldn't want any other place to be on this front straightaway. But now, here's where the breaking the slipstream games start. Max Bellew going to get really close, but it's not going to be enough to take over P1. Pichet, he's shown incredible pace, so maybe, just maybe, he can show us what a P3 to P1 move looks like on the last lap. Maybe sooner. As within 4/10 of Bellew, who's within 3/10 of the leader. I mean, if he stays like this, they're gonna, like, he's even gonna have more DRS to help him get even closer if he loses some time. We're gonna see a little more fireworks on this front straightaway, I think. Meanwhile, McIntosh and Daly still as close as ever, as we'll go back to the top three. I don't really want to switch away from them, as much as that battle for P4 is enticing. As Max Bellew is going to be pulled back in by DRS, or ERS and DRS, not ERS, I don't know why I said that. 5/10 with Pichet 4 back. I'm telling you, Pichet might have enough pace to make the P3 to P1 move on this front straightaway. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, they're gonna have to be a little more tightly packed than they are now. I don't think 9/10 is gonna really be it, but all it takes, Nicolas Pichet's got to be right on the back of Max Bellew here.
Max Bellew might try and move in the turn one, not gonna happen. Tanner, sportsmanship move, gets off the racetrack. He didn't give the leader DRS, thankfully. That would have been unfortunate for P2 and P3. Josh Miller and Fidel Fabian going at it. I'm not even going to bother with that. I still want to watch up here. Going to come to 2 to go this time by. Max Bellew's just got to get a little bit closer before that DRS, the second DRS zone. It's just 4/10 is not close enough really through that, before that DRS zone. 5/10 even, just the sweet spot is probably 5/10. Fidel Fabian has wrecked on the front straightaway. That's not going to bring out a safety car, thankfully. Too late in this race, but that is... It had to have been contact between him or Josh Miller, or him and Josh Miller. Maybe, I don't think Brooks Hensley was close enough, but meanwhile, Max Bellew has been gapped by 7/10. It might be the mediums, he might not have enough pace for Mark Oliver, but he's going to have to use some ERS to get back close enough on this lap. See if Mark Oliver does end up using some. He does. All 3 on the overtake button. See if Pichet makes a move. Oh, he's going to. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Max Bellew, does he send one up the inside? Not going to happen. Pichet going to try and make the move on P2. Gets squeezed out. Max Bellew now, he's going to have to try and gain a lot more time. He's already 4/10 back off of the first 3 corners. Just not close enough, I'm afraid. He's going to have to be 6/10 or closer, I think. That's really the sweet spot. Pichet has got to be right on the gearbox. I'm not... if I was Pichet, I would have just sat behind, really. Just no point in making a move there.
If I'm Nicolas Pichet there, I'm going to the inside. I'm not sure why he goes to the outside. That second place is so valuable in this point, but Max Bellew, this is his time. He's burning his battery a little early.
Jake Scarborough has been lapped now, thanks to the lag out. He's going to stop in the middle of the track. Kind of slowed up Mark Oliver. That might have gave Max Bellew a shot at Mark Oliver. Max Bellew now within 7/10. That's close enough, I'd assume. Going to have to get on the ERS really early. 7.5 back. I'm not sure if it's going to be close enough. He's going to gain a lot of time, but I'm not sure if he's close. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Doesn't really hit the apex of turn 1. Just not close enough for Max Bellew. Made that really gutsy move from P3 to P1. Didn't work out. Slotted back in P2 and just hasn't had the pace to keep up with Mark Oliver. Mark Oliver, he was able to stick with Mark Oliver when he was in P2, but not when it was P1 versus P2. Mark Oliver, clean air, showing that he can just pull away when given the chance. Man, I mean, he's trying his heart out. I'll give him that. He's got one more DRS straight, but even here, you have to be within like 4/10, and he's just not even close. But Pichet, yeah, he's used up all of his DRS as well. trying to get back at Max Bellu, trying to make a late lunge for P2. But even that's not going to happen. As, coming across these final corners, Piche had the race in his hands for the first 10 laps or so, but an early safety car takes it out of his hands. Mark Oliver takes the Spanish Grand Prix. Max Bellu P2, Nicholas Piche rounds out your podium. Really, really unfortunate for him. Matthew Daly takes those mediums and brings them 20 laps and takes P4. Tyler McIntosh, unfortunately, will not take that spot that we thought he really had in his hands. Didn't really think anybody could touch him. He'll take P5 instead. Still a solid effort from McIntosh. Tyler Crabtree wasn't really fought by anybody after losing those positions. P6. Brooks Hensley, solid P7 after getting around Josh Miller. I assume that, I think him and Fidel might have made some serious contact, and it's going to give Josh Miller probably more than, or he's probably not going to have P8. That's what I'm trying to say. Jesus Christ, that was a lot. But I think Tanner also might have taken P9 at the last second from Big Scrubber. I wasn't really sure. But Mark Oliver takes the win here in Spain. Tyler Crabtree, driver of the day. I don't think that really matters, but here it is. Happy for him, I guess. Don't really. Oh, really, really unfortunate for Piche. I thought he was gonna end up having that one, but unfortunately, kind of got forced off by Max Bellu. Probably won't be very happy with him post race, I'd assume. You gotta take it from Max Bellu's perspective, though. P3 didn't really have a chance from where he was. Saw an opening and took it. Almost worked out for him, unfortunately. Just went a little bit wide. So fastest lap also goes to Mark Oliver by a little more than a tenth. Tanner tried to take it from him, but wasn't close enough, about 4/10 off. But that'll be it for the Spanish Grand Prix in the Adrenaline World Championship Round 4. Jurg, anything to leave the audience with?
Yeah, main takeaways from this race. I mean, we're really impressed with Matthew Daly on those mediums, able to take him 20 laps. I mean, tires had to be dead, and he had great pace on them, sticking with Tyler McIntosh. But at the end of the day, Mark Oliver, he's second win of the year. He's looking untouchable in this championship.
It's all really about DRS games we've seen so far. Just if you can stay in the DRS, you'll have a chance at these true road course races. See how that is for street circuits. I don't think we've had a street circuit race so far this season. I'm not sure what our first one will be, but we'll see how the street circuits work out. But the true road courses, it's just been DRS games really. With these LDL guys, they really know what they're doing. Really, really good at what they do. It's just been LDL all up front. Matthew Stott's really been the only one to even try and fight them. And unfortunately today he was taken out just by a simple spin in turn 3 on the first lap. Nobody even touched him, just unfortunately lost it. I think the only other podium finisher to not be an LDL member, so really nobody else had a chance there. But that'll be it for the Spanish Grand Prix. I am Travis Vanos-Nort, welcome, or I guess accompanied by Ryan Bogey and Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, and we are signing out.